Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? Now, if you guys have been following my channel or my journey over the last couple of years, you'll know that I picked up the Sachtler Flowtech 75 legs a few years ago. And as my business and the productions that we've been called out to has been getting to grow, and we picked up new equipment like another camera, naturally, I had to get another tripod. I tried to go with one of the cheaper options like the small rig Trailblazer tripods, and to be honest with you, a lot of YouTubers were saying that it was amazing. It was a cheap price, had great features, and everything was good. So it led me to believe that this is something that I would actually have, a good time with as well. I ended up buying a tripod, and I kid you not, on the first production that I took it out to, it literally broke. And I said to myself, you see this cheap stuff? I am never doing it again. It was embarrassing to be out there on a production and you have your producers here, you have the directors there, and they're waiting for you to get your camera up and running, and you're trying to get it on the tripod and balance it and just make it work, and it just wasn't working. And I said, I'm never going to do that again. And that's what led me to go pick up another Sachtler tripod system. When it comes to tripod systems, of course, there are a ton of different options on the market that you can go ahead and pick up for yourself. But Sachtler really took the time to listen to what filmmakers wanted and needed and put together what I would call probably the best tripod system ever created. And what's crazy, over the last few years, they managed to make this system even better. We're going to take a look at 7 reasons why the Sachtler Flowtech system is superior to pretty much any other tripod system out there right now. So the first thing we're going to look at is this latch system. Sachtler decided to make one of the most revolutionary design changes in a tripod that we've seen in probably 100 years. The biggest issue with tripods nowadays is that they use like these 6 different mounting points of where you either release or increase the tension, or you twist and fold these things to make the legs come up and down. And I mean, I guess they get the job done, but the issue with that is how long it takes and what it actually does to your back. Every single time you want to release the tripod, you have to go here, 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 here. And it's like, imagine doing that 100 times or 1,000 times over the course of a month. It gets ridiculous really fast. So on the Sachtler system, it's as simple as lifting these latches, lowering or heightening the tripod to where you want it to be, and then locking the legs back. Absolutely incredible. And you guys can see, I do not have a light camera system on here right now. Altogether, this is probably about 15, maybe 20 pounds worth of camera equipment. So being able to just release these legs and just get it wherever I want it to be and then locking it back just makes your day so much easier and way faster. This is absolutely brilliant. I could just think of something like a concert or a wedding or just something where you're moving around a lot. And if you have a tripod that's not able to go up and go down really quickly, 9 out of 10 times you're gonna miss the shot. Or you're gonna say, oh, you know what? Maybe I should just take it off the tripod and try and get it freehand. A pretty important part of any tripod is its ability to go from its minimum to maximum height. There are times where I need to get my tripod pretty high to get the shot that I'm looking for. And this one allows you to go to 60.24 inches. And on the flip side, it can go as low as 10.24 inches off the ground. Actually, I'm gonna fact check that. 9 inches off the ground. Incredible. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to get a low shot on my previous tripod and just physically could not get the shot I was looking for. And if I didn't have a hi-hat, I just have to settle for not getting the shot at all, or I'd have to try to jimmy rig some way to get the camera lower and stable. The way that it gets into its low mode is actually pretty cool. The tripod uses this 3-stage extension. So really quickly, all you do is pushing this little lever here. You can bring the leg out, and then when you press it back, it clicks into 3 positions. So that's 1, 2, 3. So on most of the tripods, they have this pretty generic shape. It's 3 stages, and it's like those little cylinder shaped things, and they slide up and down into each other. Nothing really to complain about there. Sachtler decided to make the legs solid, and honestly, I don't even know what shape you would call whatever these are. But they decided to make their own shape, and I think it works perfectly. And the reason why I love this shape is because when it's time to actually carry this tripod, it's a lot more comfortable. Give you guys a quick look. Take the camera off. just way more comfortable on your shoulder. It's not a bunch of different tubes or cylinders that's digging into your shoulder. It's one solid piece and it just hangs out nice and easily on your shoulder. I love it. While we're down here, we might as well talk about the legs as well. You guys can see they attach really nicely here. And the way that they attach is by a magnet. So if you pull this apart and we drop it in slowly, you hear that? That's magnets. And this is great because, again, when it's on your shoulder and you're carrying it around, the legs won't come apart and try and do all kind of crazy stuff. And like, it takes a bit of force to actually separate these legs. And that's something that I really love about this system as well. Another hugely underrated feature on this tripod is this handle. Oh my gosh. You look at it and you're like, okay, great, it's a handle, who cares? I want you guys to think about the last time you had to move your tripod anytime you're going from one place to another and how you actually physically had to hold it. You're probably trying to fit your hands in between these grooves here and just try to hold it any which way you could, and it's annoying. With a dedicated handle, you lock the legs together, you hold the tripod by the handle, and you take this wherever it needs to go. It just seems so insignificant, but I really wonder, like, what was I really doing before I got this tripod? Like, it's crazy. Another feature that I'm going to talk about is the actual feet of this tripod. So depending on where I am, if I'm somewhere like the beach or on a field or even in snow or something like that where I don't want the tripod feet slipping around, I can actually remove them quite easily and expose the spikes. The spikes just give you that ability to dig into the environment and give you a more sturdy base that the tripod is standing on. And to get these feet off and back on is so simple. I love it. Let's switch gears again and talk about another one of the most revolutionary changes that Sachtler decided to make in the tripod system. And that's this Active 8 head. This thing is just absolutely amazing. The first thing I want to talk about is the side load option. To get this plate on and off of the tripod is amazingly simple. You just release this, press the little safety button, and the plate comes right out. And if I want to put this back on, it's as simple as sliding it in, dropping down, and then locking the plate into place. The other thing I really love about it is the ergonomics of it. On some of my other tripods, the tilt and pan controls were somewhere on the front, one was on the side, it might be on the other side. The drag controls are on another place on the tripod, and it just makes it ridiculously cumbersome to try to use. On this, everything is relatively on the left-hand side. If I want to lock the tilt axis, I lock it right here. If I want to lock the pan axis, it's right here. If you want to control the drag, again, right here. If I want to control the drag on the tilt, right here. Everything is just positioned in a way that just makes sense. When you're operating a tripod, the last thing you want to be doing is fumbling around and trying to find the controls of how to use the damn thing. On top of that, you get 7 stages of drag on the tilt and the pan axis, and you also get up to 15 stages on the counterbalance. So that just means, regardless of the size of your camera and the weight, chances are you're going to get a good counterbalance with this tripod head. And the last thing we're going to talk about is how you actually balance the head on this tripod. Now, we all know on a traditional tripod with a bowl, anytime you move the tripod or you make it higher or lower, you have to rebalance the head. And the way that we would do that is we would reach down here and we twist this thing, we move it around, and then we lock it back. And that's just something we've grown accustomed to because that's just the only way you were able to do it. Not anymore. On the Active 8 head, you simply lift this lever and it gives you the ability to move the head around any which direction you need to, find your level, release, and lock it back. And it's literally that simple. Let me just show you a demonstration. So I got my camera package, again, probably about 15, 20 pounds. I'm just gonna drop it on the tripod, lock it in, and just for the example purposes, I'm going to change the height of it. And right off the rip, I'm pretty sure that everybody can see that this head is not balanced right now. So what we're actually gonna do, hit the little level bubble, release it, find our balance, and that's it, bro. That's it. That's it. You're done. Let's do it again. Get it all weird. Lock the legs. Again, we are completely out of balance, like completely out of balance. Tell me that's not incredible. Just think back to how many times you actually have to move your tripod, level your head, and do that same routine 1,000 times over. Look at how much faster you can do that. Insane. I'm actually going to show you one more bonus thing on the head because you stuck around to the end of this video. On the back here, there's actually a little button that allows you to see the level itself, which obviously, you know, most tripods kind of do that now. But what happens when we raise that tripod up to a level that we can't see it from the top looking down? I'm a pretty tall guy, but let's raise this up as high as it can go so I can show you what I'm talking about. So clearly, the tripod is now taller than me. The camera is higher than me, and I'm not really at the best eye level to see this bubble. What's dope about it is that when you press the button again and you look through the bottom here, you can actually see the level right in front of you. So I don't have to try and get on a Apple box or do anything crazy to try and see it up here. I can look right through here, and again, let's just release it. Just move the level around to where it needs to be. And we're leveled. We're leveled. If you ask any of my friends or anybody that I work with, you'll know that I never leave home without my tripod. Like, I would literally fight to the death for this thing. After experiencing this level of perfection on a tripod, I don't know, man. I don't think I can ever go back to anything else. I know there are a couple of different options on the market right now that have a system that's similar to this latch thing and the way that the legs work, but I've never seen anything with a head like this. I've never seen anything with the legs exactly like this. It's always going to be something a little bit different that you're going to have to make a sacrifice on. With this, there is no sacrifice. The thing is perfect. But what do you guys think? Does this tripod live up to the price? Do you think it's something that you would actually take a look at? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Just want to say thank you again for everybody that decided to watch this video and stay to the end. And just remember to always look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.